Good evening, folks. Welcome to the final Curveball Convos of the regular season. We talked about it last week. We cannot believe we have gone this far. I feel like it was yesterday. It was Valentine's Day. We were getting ready for the season. All of our lives are very different from that point. It's very, very interesting how life goes, as well as a lot of these teams are very different from the first weekend of the college baseball season. Tonight, people, we have a live reaction show plus a kind of preview of the weekend slash recap of the first day. Also, we're going to talk about Field of 64 some. But first of all, boys, how are you guys going? Braxton, I'll kick it off with you, sir.
Yeah, doing great. I mean, like you said, the season flew by, as we always know it does. But we got a lot of good ball in front of us. Postseason will be electric, I'm sure, as it always is. Definitely excited to watch the scores these last few days and see how everything shakes out before we get into conference tournaments next week. But obviously, got the Canes on as well, third period. So go Canes for tonight. They're up in DC, but keeping an eye on all the scores. As you said, live reaction type show tonight, and then we'll get into some other stuff too. But yeah, what a year it's been.
Yeah, and first of all, I want to give a early birthday shout out to Colby Gallimore. His birthday is tomorrow, so throw some birthdays in the chat if you're watching. DM us, say happy birthday, Colby. Just want to say happy birthday, early birthday, Colby. We're gonna have some fun tomorrow, watching ball, maybe doing some other fun things up in Virginia. But going to be a fun night, Colby. Looking forward to your birthday, and hey, Pack are 1-0 on the weekend.
Yeah, thanks. Looking forward to tomorrow, but liking watching all the games tonight. Carolina game on the TV in the background. State started off well tonight. Got down early, but I don't know what Stanford was doing. They're just changing pitchers every 2 innings because they're trying to save all their pitching for the ACC tournament. But yeah,
Yeah. And Reed Tobin, last but not least, have you watched any baseball today or just the PGA?
Oh, I've watched plenty of baseball. It's been a good night. A lot of good results out there. A lot of games still going on. Saw Caleb Conley tweeted out. He said there was 92 games on tonight. Would have been the perfect time for a little squeeze play action.
For real. Holy smokes. Reed, you know what results are not looking good? The leaderboard at the PGA. What's going on, Reed?
Yeah, that was a dismal first round. So hopefully we'll have a big shakeup tomorrow.
Yeah, for real. Because if not, they might be giving out tickets on Sunday for free if you buy a 4-piece Supreme dinner across the street from the course. If the leaderboard comes out like this. But boys, we will lead off with some scores to start off. If anyone wants to take this, I can do it. Braxton, if you want to, start off with the Citadel getting a 7-3 win over East Tennessee State. This is a great win for Citadel. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I mean that was the early game today. Kind of a surprise when I saw that score, but nonetheless, we know the Citadel team's capable, and they could ride this. I don't know. I think they don't play a doubleheader or anything, right? They play tomorrow and Sunday, but they could ride this right into that tournament. If they know they can beat probably the odds-on favorite in East Tennessee, that's a good sign for them. If they can be deep enough on the arms, I'm not sure that they are, but definitely a good win today for them.
Yeah, no question about it. And Colby, Citadel, I don't know if you have it up, but you've been our conference guy. Citadel in the SoCon. I know East Tennessee is still correct.
yeah, they're pretty far up. I'm pulling it up now.
Yeah. Because we're going to start getting into seeding coming onto our Sunday show.
Okay, this actually East Tennessee State is now just a game up on Samford. Citadel's 2 back, so I guess if they sweep, they could tie and have the tiebreaker.
Talk about a heck of a season for the men down there. The second game we'll talk about Davidson 10-7 over Richmond. Do you know where Davidson is in the A10, Colby?
Yeah, they're in third. They're 4 games back though, 3 games back at second, but they're pretty solidly in third.
Yeah. And Reed, what is the Northeastern win streak up to now with a 11-2 win over A&T?
I believe it is now 22 in a row in Northeastern.
Shades of ECU 2022 there, right, Reed?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a dangerous Northeastern team. I don't think many teams will want to see them in their regional.
No.
But, obviously they had the big win Tuesday night, their first quad one win of the season at UConn.
And Bryson, your alma mater with a nice 16-0 win over Asheville. And I saw Asheville had another guy enter the portal already. Another pretty sure it was Colby Guy, preseason Big South Pitcher of the Year, enter the portal. So he may be going up to Knoxville with his buddy.
Yeah, maybe. It's crazy nowadays that we see that. It's kind of unfortunate because it kind of just gets rid of the whole 4-year commitment deal, and at least wait till the end of the season, man. Like, in my opinion, but yeah, they're losing Guy and Edmondson now. But I also do want to throw out there with the loss today, they now have to win both of their remaining games to get in the tournament, whereas Presbyterian just needs one more upstate win, and then they're heading to High Point for that tournament. So. Losing 16-0, certainly not easy to take that on the chin and get up the next day and go beat a good upstate club. But we'll see what happens. They're one loss away from their season being over, and then we'll probably see a lot more guys enter the portal as well. I would imagine so.
Yeah, Asheville lost 29-4 against Charlotte in the midweek too.
That's right.
So
A couple days ago.
It's a rough week for Asheville.
Yeah, it's just getting unbelievable that these guys are just ending the portal before the season's even over.
I mean, look at the Stanford starting shortstop. I mean, he entered this week.
Really?
He still played tonight and had 2 hits.
Oh, he still played? Okay.
I can't believe that, man. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it really is not good, but
it's absolutely bizarre. Wofford with another win over VMI. They take the series. Is that why the highlight is there on the sheet?
No, that's for later because I need to mark a spot where Colby's at to update one of the other sheets. But they did. That is true though. They did take the series because they won yesterday.
Yeah, Colby, that game last night, me and you were monitoring it, ended at I think midnight last night because it was the 4-hour delay or something. But they get it. Georgia State, App State. Do we have a score for that? Does anyone have one?
I'm pulling it up right now. It looks like it is 4-2. Georgia State in the 8th.
Well, App State's not getting hot.
Let's hope they can turn that
Well,
around.
they've struggled here over the past few weeks here and in the season. They finally got up to 500 about a month ago, and I think they've lost every series since.
How about our kind of curveball power rankings stand for Charleston Southern?
They're
up
3 out
8-2.
Yeah, they're up 8-2 on Gardner Webb.
Yeah, if they would have lost to Gardner Webb, they would have been banned from the power rankings. So good for them.
They still could this weekend.
Clemson with a nice 6-1 win over Pittsburgh. I saw Kanak went absolutely nuts. Reed, give me the recap of that game.
Yeah, I believe he went 7 1/3. Didn't give up a hit, but he walked a couple batters. But Clemson finally back on track. Offense got going tonight, and then Kanak was lights out with 12 strikeouts, and then obviously not allowing a hit. Much needed victory for the Tigers.
And Colby, I know we were kind of talking last week of kind of Clemson really limping to the finish line, but I mean, this is a big win for them. Kanak is looking like this. I mean, and if Kanak looks like this going to the ACC tournament as well as regional, that's a guy you don't want to see game one.
For sure, yeah, it's a good one. Pittsburgh's been playing some good ball recently too, going on the road and taking game one. It's big. Kanak looking like a stud. Yeah, Clemson really needed this, but they need to finish the job. I mean, they won game one of the series against Duke last weekend and then lost the remaining 2 to lose the series. So they need to finish the job tomorrow and try to wrap it up.
I agree to that 100%. Reed, Coastal Carolina with a 6-3 win over ODU. They were down early, correct?
Yeah, they were down 3-1. Tied going in the ninth. They scored. I don't know how they scored, but I did see they scored 3 runs in the top of the ninth to continue their win streak. I think how many wins in a row now is that for them? I think 12 or 13, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think a win tomorrow night clinches the Sun Belt too, regular season for them.
Wow.
Old Dominion had bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the ninth too, but Coastal got out of it for the win.
Yeah, been a discussion between us recently, but if Coastal's going to host a regional, we're all very confident in that. But that 2 seed, I know we've talked about it. I don't know who it's going to be, but that 2 seed is going to be a test for Coastal, in my opinion, because these teams Coastal has played in the last couple of weeks have not been nothing to the standard of what they're going to play in a regional. I think they might be in for a slight wake-up call in the regional, don't you think, Colby?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the luck of the draw.
I think they're
You know,
ready.
if they get like Ole Miss or even like a 3 seed of Mississippi State, something like that, it could be tough. But I mean, they did sweep Clemson this year. I know
I
they're
was
two
about to say,
midweek games.
Did you see Colby? Did you see the D1 field?
Yeah, I saw that they didn't have Clemson hosting.
They had Clemson in Conway. So if that's the two, I think Coastal's confident. I think they're ready for the challenge. I don't think they'll have any sort of wake-up call. I think that this team is ready to be a national seed. I know they were down tonight, but they've shown resiliency. They're on a win streak. They've crossed every obstacle they've been thrown this year, and I think they're going to go right into the Sun Belt, win the tournament, and I think they're going to come into this regional with a lot of confidence. You could see another Omaha team, I think, in Conway. I'm believing a lot in them as of late.
That's a fair point. College of Charleston, it's a nice win, 11-4 over Hofstra. No, I don't know much about this game, Reed. Do you?
No, I think I saw Jake Brink pitch another good game, but Charleston has really heated up over the past few weeks. I think they've won 8 in a row now. So they're definitely playing their best ball of the season, and at a good part in the season where you want to be playing your best ball as they head down. I think they host the conference tournament at home. So, I mean, that could be a key factor next week to keep our eyes on.
Yeah, I agree with that one for sure. Nice home field advantage there. UNC Wilmington with a nice 7-2 win over Elon. Colby, can we get a look at the CAA standings and where Wilmington sits among that?
They clinched the second spot tonight, second seed tonight.
Okay. That is huge for them going into CAA play, isn't it, Reed?
Yeah. With the way how Charleston's playing, Wilmington, both teams, you could say, has been playing their best ball of the season easily over the past 3 weeks. And then obviously we know what Northeastern has been about all season. So, I mean, you got 3 hot teams head into the conference tournament. I mean, it should be exciting next week.
Yeah, it's a good tweet I saw from a friend, the Seahawk Perch Twitter account, that UNCW has finished second or better in every full season under Randy Hood. So,
wow,
pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive indeed. High Point at Winthrop. Do we have a score for that one?
Yeah, the game is crazy. It's 13-11.
It's unreal.
What's it now? What did you say it was now?
13-11 in the top of the 8th. High Point's won it.
Yeah, High Point, I saw they were up 4-0, and then they were down 8-4, and then they were up 11-8. So,
yeah, just quite unbelievable the scores coming out of High Point here. It's just something every week.
I mean, can we touch on their win against Wake on Tuesday night? One of the few games that took place Tuesday night.
I think that Reed, I believe they're one spot back of Wake in our power rankings currently, and obviously if Wake goes down and beats Louisville, I think they kind of maybe keep that edge, because I think they did beat High Point earlier in the year, so I think they split. So, but if High Point wins their series and Wake maybe loses to Louisville, we could see them slide so it's in front of Wake in our power rankings. Just a little possibility there, because that was an impressive win. It was at Truist in High Point, where they'll be playing the Big South tournament. So they got a little bit of practice on that field per se, in a game like setting, and obviously for them to beat, Wake started Luncifer, I believe.
Interesting.
I don't know if he's been thrown on the weekends, right?
Yeah.
Or as I know. So I don't know what that was about, but
Fun fact about Wake: they just put up 6 runs in the top of the ninth to take an 11-4 lead. So
they were already winning, though, weren't they?
yeah,
Yeah, it was 9-4.
Okay.
Put it away.
They've hit a lot of homers tonight.
Yeah. But anyways, that was a very impressive win for High Point, and they just continue to play really good ball. I think it's gonna be really fun to see the Big South tournament play out between probably High Point and Upstate, those two as favorites. I think it's going to be tough for any of those other teams to beat those two, just because High Point is just up and down their lineup, probably the best team in that conference by a lot.
Yeah, but don't let Johnny Sweeney get hot down there.
That is true as well. He's I think he's still leading the nation in RBIs, or right around there. And yeah, don't let these Upstate boys get hot either, because they're very talented too, and I think they can start to maybe turn the tide this year. I'm hoping so, at least.
Seems like every weekend Upstate's putting up 10+ runs in every single game.
That's what they've always done. I mean, this is a team that always has 300 hitters up and down the lineup. They've always been able to mash the ball. If you're gonna get a pitcher out there that pounds the zone, Upstate's gonna put hitters in there. They're gonna be able to hit the ball, and that's what they've always been able to do. And I fully expect them to keep doing that under Coach Sweeney. So, and of course Johnny, the year he's having.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun down there in High Point next week.
Oh yeah.
And Colby, Stanford got the memo on $2 dog night just to score 2 runs. State picks up the 7-2 win. Colby, can we get a recap of this one?
Yeah, a bit of a slow start for State, with them changing pitchers every 2 innings. I don't think State scored until the 5th. Clawed 1 run, and then Justin DeCrisio hit a 2 RBI triple to put the pack ahead, and then added on from there. Solid outing for Ryan Marone, and then Anderson Nance was doing what Anderson Nance does, and I think he went 4 or 5 scoreless to end the game.
Pretty solid. My cousin was there, who's graduating high school from Athens. In a couple weeks, he went to $2 night. He said he had 8 hot dogs.
Oh.
Holy cow, dude. So shout out Joshua for eating the 8 hot dogs down there at the dope. Colby, if we were down, how many could we put down?
A good amount, yeah.
Reed?
I think I could have put down about good 4 to 5.
Braxton?
Yeah, I'm with Reed. I went to I think it was the Durham Bulls when they had dollar dog, and I put down a good 5 or 6 pretty easily.
I put down 8 at Martinsville last October.
Speaking of hot dogs, we were talking about this the other night. Me and Reed doesn't believe that I ate a lot of hot dogs during the Hoist the Colors live stream. I beg to differ. I think I ate like 8.
Oh no, it was about no more than 4 tops. I think it was 3.5.
I remember doing the giveaway with Steven. Reed got like 3 straight predictions correct. It was like
I'm still waiting on my membership with Hoist the Colors.
Oh my gosh. All right, boys. Reed, can we get an update on your Royals?
I think they will just won.
Yeah, they won.
11-3.
1 win shy of 10 wins.
Let's go. I picked them this week. All y'all didn't.
Read comments on your program?
No. I mean, a good win tonight. Hopefully they can end the season strong here. You know, they started the regular season winning the winning a series, so maybe they can end it.
You know, Tobin, I think that campus is no less than 5 minutes from you. How about you? How about you give the boys some love for their 10th win coming up here?
If they win 10 games, I'll consider going on Saturday.
There's no way you do that.
Consider it, Reed. Reed, it's definitely free.
Oh, absolutely.
It's free. And you might be able to sneak in a case in there like a NASCAR race.
I'm sure we could get in contact with the staff over there and get Reed set up nicely.
Oh, for sure. Just don't talk to the Barstool guy. He was not a fan of the program. All right. Western with a nice 8-6 win over Greensboro, Colby. Western continues to play well, and G is just starting to slip down the slippery slope, falls to 31 losses, Colby. What does this kind of mean for SoCon play with Western?
They were tied going into tonight, so I guess Western is one game ahead of G now. Western's been trending in the positive direction the last month or so, and UNCG has been trending downward. So that's why I picked Western. I just think Western's playing better ball, and they showed it tonight with a 8-6 win.
Are betting odds going to come out like on Sunday for the conference tournaments? Like, do they make conference tournament college baseball odds? Do you think?
I bet they do.
Yeah, I seem to remember them having them last year.
Probably for the bigger conferences. I don't know about like
the SoCon or like like the MEAC, like Coppin State plus 3,000.
Probably not to find that one. But you never
know. I know who could find it. Tech.
That was going to be my first guess.
Yeah, that is a true statement.
Colby will read Wake at Louisville. Colby, I know you just gave us an update on Wake Forest. So,
yep, they're still scoring runs. They now have 7 runs in the 9th inning. It was still threatening, so they're going to take game 1.
I saw Andrew Hawk hit another homer. He's been swinging a hot bat over the past couple weekends.
Austin.
No, Austin. Who did I say? Yeah, Austin Hawk. Yeah, sorry. Merrick Houston went yard. Matt Scannell as well. Not sure what they did this inning, but nevertheless, very good win for Wake.
Yeah, anytime you can pick up a nice ranked road win, especially in the ACC, going into is huge. Colby, where does Wake and Louisville rank in the ACC? I know Wake's towards the bottom, but where's Louisville?
I think
they're tied going into this weekend.
Oh, wow.
I think they're battling out for the 8 seed this weekend.
Lord have mercy. So, but then again, I think we talk about it all year. Like, if you're not in that top 4, you're really kind of handicapped in terms of really winning that.
Yeah.
Campbell, Delaware. Anyone buy Flow Sports for this?
No. It's 6-4 Campbell in the 9th.
Wow. All right. Pirates pick up a nice win. I saw Dixon hit a 3-run home run early. Saw Ethan Young finish the game. Saw Pruitt and Young pitch today. I saw Lance Williams started. Curious to see what the pitching is the rest of the weekend. I think we're going to see a lot of guys we have not seen before on Friday and Saturday, because I know from talking to Steven Igo and listening to his show at 9th Through the Game, Hoist the Colors, that they're saving pitching for the American tournament, as well as a lot of other teams that are playing this weekend that have their spot secure. Reed,
you think they'll not pitch Norby at all this weekend and save him for possibly like Tuesday?
I think we see him in relief tomorrow afternoon for about 2 innings. I don't think he'll start, but we're going to see a lot of guys that we haven't seen. Reed, we might see you on the Let's read.
That's fine. I mean, save Norby for Tuesday. If the Pirates, if you win game 1, if you go to the loser bracket, you have next to no chance.
Yeah. I saw that. I was listening to Steven's show today, and the Times forum. ECU right now, if it ended today, they'd be playing at 10 o'clock. Not AM.
Really?
Oh, wow.
PM.
Oh,
PM.
That's
on a Tuesday night. My gosh.
What'd you say, Colby?
That's my type of start time. I like late games.
as Colby is a Dodgers fan, so he's been used to it his entire life.
Yeah.
Colby, Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte's up 5-0 in the sixth. Chandler Riley just hit a 2-run homer to make it 5-0. Charlotte's hot right now. I'm getting very excited for the AAC tournament because I think they can make a deep run and challenge UTSA with Gillespie on the mound.
Yeah, I skipped over LSU North Carolina. Sorry, because I was on the American Colby. Because do you know what I was looking at this times today with Steven. I don't know because I think it's going to change, but I know UAB was eliminated today from the conference from the American. So
yeah, I have no idea about time slots.
I think is Charlotte the 2 seed right now?
Yeah, they're trying to get the 2. They're the 2 seed right now. They're trying to solidify.
If they're the 2 seed, I think they would play the game before because ECU's sitting as the 6 seed. Correct, Jason?
Oh yes, right. So they would play around like 6, 7. Colby.
Yeah.
So it's on. All right, boys. If I'm reading this correct, I'm not drunk or high. LSU is tied with South Carolina 3-3 in the 7th.
Yeah.
Hey. Maneri said, "Hey, boys, let me get one. Let me get one."
And they'll still lose.
Yeah, LSU.
The number 1 team's been cursed this year, especially over the past month. So
that is kind of true though. They like every time someone gets number 1, except for Texas had the little spurt where they were.
Off topic, but did A&M win today?
No, they were. Well, I don't know if it's final. They were up 3-0, and then I saw Georgia erupted for like 7 runs, and they were down like 10-5 or something.
I think they lost.
Oh my gosh.
They're done, Reed.
According to D1 Baseball, A&M's moved into the last 4 end with this result.
No way. Are you serious, or is that like? Are you joking?
No, I'm just.
You're just shooting it.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't shock me though.
No, not at all. All right, boys. The Heels at Florida State. What's going on, boys?
Braxton, do you want me to take it or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Heels. Big time pitching matchup down in Tallahassee tonight. Top 5 game 2. Knapp versus Arnold. Heels got the best of Arnold. Gallagher went yard. Vanderbrake has had a huge night. He's just a double shy of the cycle. They're headed to the 9th right now. Knapp's just got through the 8th. Be curious to see if they bring him in through the 9th. But yeah, just good hitting from Carolina, and Knapp was his typical self. Lodis hit a homer off them in the 6th, but this was a big road win for the Heels. You look around the country, most other websites have been saying they were right there on the bubble of being a top 8. So this is certainly good. Keeps their chances alive to win the ACC regular season if they can hold on here on the 9th.
Yeah, just a dominant performance. I mean, what does this mean for the ACC, Colby?
Well, with a Carolina victory tonight, State is in full possession of first just by a half game. And if they go on to sweep Stanford, then State would win the ACC regular season. So good job on my Heels tonight. It's a big one. Very proud of my Heels.
That's fine. State can have regular season titles all they want.
We don't usually get them, so I'll take them.
When was the last time you said
86.
Really?
Yep.
Play all the games.
Well, I mean, look, still got to win your game. You still got to win your game.
Yeah, it's not
not wrapped up. I mean, Carolina's win isn't even wrapped up yet. But they are 13-0 with Knapp, as we've talked about. Do we know what his pitch count's at, Reed? Do you think they'll send him back out?
I think he just 110s. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
he'll probably go to McDuffie or someone like that. But
8 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned, 7 Ks.
Yeah, I mean that's just what he does right there.
I mean, he probably locked up ACC Pitcher of the Year today.
Yeah. And credit to the Heels offense for facing another great arm in Arnold. And doing what they needed to do, especially guys like Vanderbrake that have been there. Gavin Gallagher started off the game with a jack to get him going. I mean,
Carter French went on base 4 times. 2 hits, 2 walks tonight down in the 9 hole, which has been huge.
Who was it?
Carter French.
Yeah, he's been playing really well as well coming into that outfield. He's always kind of been the pinch runner role, but they're deep on both sides of the ball.
And some of y'all haven't touched on, that's also a tough place to play, and going in on the road,
Oh, yeah.
number 2 country into SEC environment. I mean, that's a tough place to play, and to be that dominant and locked in, that is very impressive, at least.
Did y'all see the catch by Florida State's Chase Williams out in the left field? I mean, that was probably one of the best.
Actually, the group chat 18 times, so I'll be sure to look at it soon.
I still scored a run off of it, but
All right, boys, y'all want to talk about y'all's field of 64?
Yeah.
I know y'all put a lot of work in there. Hey, Reed, you're right on there, pal.
yeah, just a little under the weather.
Reed, you just want to do like talk about the hosting bubble and the
Yeah,
bubble in general?
yeah.
Here's what I got ours pulled up for right now. We'll have a new one. So we're gonna have a new one next week.
Yeah, Reed, when do you want to release the last one?
Monday morning.
And is that the last one?
We'll do one. So we'll have one come out Monday morning. Let's have one come out Sunday night too.
Before or after the host?
Let's try.
Should be before.
Yeah, let's try to get it before the host.
What time is that? Like 6?
It's usually at like 7.
All right. So we'll do Sunday during the day.
Yeah.
It'll be out.
I mean, we'll have it
When will
finalized, but I mean, obviously, some of the conference title games will affect. We'll make a few changes.
When's the last title game?
Sunday.
Mm.
I don't know the times, but most are on Sunday.
Yeah, we might be coming in hot with that last field of 64. But boys, I'll let you guys have the floor to run through your field of 64.
All right. Yeah, Colby, I'll start here on the left. Braxton, Colby, just add in if y'all have any points y'all want to say. So we still have Texas as the number 1 overall seed. We've had them in every one we did. They lost another series this past weekend to Florida. Are they beating – they were losing to Oklahoma earlier tonight. Anyone know?
I have no idea.
They're still losing 3-1.
I feel like if they lose this series this weekend, could be off the top. I mean, if you win the SEC regular season, I want to say if they lose this weekend and then don't win the SEC tournament, I don't think they will be the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah. I just want to point out, like, I think that if we kind of talked about it last week, I think, but if one of those top SEC teams wins the SEC tournament, I think that's a team that would have a really good shot of being the 1 overall. Same with either a team like Florida State or Clemson, maybe not Clemson, but Florida State or Carolina. If one of those teams wins the series this weekend and then wins in Durham, that's another team that would have a good chance to be 1 overall or 2 overall.
Absolutely. So yeah, right now we have FSU as the number 2 overall seed. Like Braxton just said, I mean, if they lose the series this weekend to Carolina, certainly they will move down. I think they're still in a good position to be a top 8, barring a sweep this weekend and a quick exit in Durham. But if you're a Knowles fan, you should be good for feel good about a top 8. LSU at 3. They're up to 1 in the country now. Certainly, if they lose to South Carolina this weekend, they will take a hit. But LSU definitely still in play for the number 1 overall seed. We have Auburn as the number 4. They continue to rise up with just big series win after big series win. I think if they win this weekend and then win the SEC tournament, they will have a strong case to be the number 1 overall seed. I mean, you just look at their body of work. I think they have 14 quad 1 wins, a lot of big-time series win. So they're red hot right now.
They're losing 4-0 to Ole Miss in the 7th right now.
All right, Colby or Braxton.
Yeah, we have Irvine matching up with Texas as the 16 national seed. Irvine kind of just hanging on by a thread, wouldn't you say, Reed? One of the
Yeah.
last hosting spots. I mean, we have teams on our hosting bubble like Florida, NC State, Georgia Tech, even possibly in that mix that have already won today. And so it's interesting. Irvine needs to keep winning. They definitely can't have a letdown weekend against Cal State Fullerton, who they're playing right now.
I don't
Fullerton,
think they can afford a loss if they want to. I think they have to sweep this weekend, and then win their conference tournament if they want to host personally.
Yeah, I agree with just the conference they're in. I think that's kind of the circumstances that they're in. We got Tennessee as the 15 overall seed matched with Florida State. They are up 4-2 in the fifth at Arkansas in game one. That is a huge series. And obviously Tennessee has lost 2 series in a row. They lost last week into Vanderbilt.
They're falling quickly. They've lost 6 out of their last 7 series.
Yeah, and if you lose this one at Arkansas, I know Arkansas is number 4 team in the country, but that's a tough one as you've already been sliding. But if you can take that series, then I think they probably can be feeling somewhat safe to be a host. And West Virginia, who's the 2 seed, I know we're just talking about host, but the 2 seed in that regional, they were in a host in some of our field of 64, and on the hosting bubble, they lost tonight 3-0 to Kansas. I think they're kind of slipping pretty quickly too. Reed.
Yeah, I agree. Their RPI continues to slip. I think it'll probably take them having to win the series in Big 12 tournament to host.
Yep. We have the Clemson Tigers as the 14 overall seed, matched up with LSU. Clemson's last 3 series haven't been good. Swept at State, lost to
Florida State,
and then lost to Duke. But got a nice win tonight against Pittsburgh. One they needed. They need to win this series. I think if they lose this series, not being a host becomes a real possibility. So they need to finish the job this weekend.
I think they need a win too, probably in Durham.
Yeah. Which they're close to. They'll be a top 8 right in Durham. Like they'll have 1 bye.
Yeah, I think they're the 7 currently.
Yeah, so if they somehow lose these next 2 against Pittsburgh, is there any way they drop out of that and they're playing on first day? Probably pretty close.
Yeah, I don't know.
13 seed, we got UCLA, who's kind of been rising. I remember a few field of 64s. They were a 2 seed, not hosting. They are down 6-4 against Northwestern at home. That'd be a pretty bad loss. Northwestern's not very good. So hopefully for them, they'll come back and not start the weekend off on a bad note.
Yeah, because their RPI just shot up this past weekend, but certainly you lose a game to Northwestern, it's not going to help the cause.
Yeah, at home too. That's going to drop it like a rock.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Unless Braxton, did you want to do one or?
Sure. What do we go on column 3 here?
Yep, Fayetteville.
Yeah, so we got Fayetteville. That's Arkansas has the 5 overall seed. They play in Texas this weekend. Is that right?
In Tennessee.
Tennessee. Carolina, that's a 6 right now. They could, if they win the series against Florida State, you could see them move ahead of them, as we talked about. Nashville, regional, Vanderbilt as the 7, and then Athens, Georgia as the 8. One thing I will point out is Vanderbilt. They did beat Tennessee last week, and then who are they playing right now tonight?
Kentucky. They're losing currently to Kentucky 7-5.
Kentucky's kind of on fire.
Kentucky,
last week against Oklahoma, right when they were kind of sitting on the bubble.
There's a lot of teams. The 2 seeds that I'm keeping my eye on is Kentucky and Florida. They're probably the hottest SEC 2 seeds right now. And then
you could argue Mississippi State too.
Mississippi State,
their coach.
which we don't have Mississippi State. Oh, we do have them actually in
Yeah,
as a
they're in
preseason
this
runway,
week.
which would be electric. And then Northeastern here as the 3 in Nashville is definitely very, very dangerous wherever they end up. I'm kind of praying that they don't end up in like Chapel Hill or something like that, because that would be a tough matchup for the Heels. But and then we also have, as I mentioned, Georgia as the 8 overall seed, paired up with Coastal as the 9. But I think Georgia Tech is an interesting one, just because we got to see if Georgia Tech can host first. I think Georgia is a pretty solidified host. Um, Georgia Tech was in their regional last year, but as a 3, I think you could see maybe a different team as the 2 in there, possibly, just depending on what the committee wants to do in terms of, do they want to follow suit to last year, or maybe they have maybe they send Georgia Tech to a place like an Alabama or Auburn or something like that. But I would kind of like to see someone else, I think, in that Athens region, personally.
I
Same.
think Georgia Tech is kind of putting their name back in there for being a host. I mean, they
Absolutely.
beat Louisville last weekend. They take the series opener tonight against Duke. I mean, their RPI is pretty good. I think if they take this series against Duke and then win a couple, and because they're going to be a top 4, I believe, in the AC tournament, I think they're probably right on that bubble with like NC State and Florida, I'd say.
Knapp has been brought back out for the complete game.
Oh, very nice.
And 2 outs already, so he's 1 out away. All right, yeah, moving on. Tuscaloosa Regional, Alabama's the 12 seed. Alabama, we didn't have Alabama as a host a week ago, but they picked up the big series win. Who'd they beat again this past weekend? Colby. They had a big series win this past weekend. I'll check.
They lost tonight to Florida, which that's what I was mentioning
They were
about being on the bubble.
Yeah, they were up big in that game. But Bama last week, they beat Georgia in the series. That's who it was. Certainly, they've been playing really good ball. 11 overall seed we have is Oregon State. They sit number 6 in the country right now, as Knapp finishes the complete game. 6 in the country in RPI, but I can't justify having them as a higher seed than Oregon personally. When you go 0-4 against them, I don't think you should be. And Oregon has been on fire the past month. I don't think in any right mind should Oregon State be ahead of Oregon. I mean, what do y'all think of that?
I agree. I mean, Oregon State doesn't even play in a conference either, so
Yeah,
I'm a little biased towards that.
yeah, and Oregon with a big series this weekend against. I think they were crushing Iowa. I think that winner of that series might determine who wins the Big Ten regular season.
Yeah, I think so.
That was Knapp's first complete game in Carolina. Number 9, Coastal Carolina. We've talked about it before. Can they get to the top 8? You just have to keep taking care of business like they did tonight. They're going to have to win the Sun Belt Conference, I think, if they want that top 8, but keep winning the games. The SEC teams are going to beat up in front of them. I just personally don't think the SEC will get 6 out. I mean, they might, but I have a hard time seeing them getting 6 out of the top 8 national seeds. But I mean, this is definitely something we need to watch next week in the Sun Belt tournament. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. I guess I'll throw on State 2 seed now being in control of AC regular season. Reed, if they win these last 2 against Stanford, I find it pretty hard to believe they would not be a host.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was tough. We had arguments back and forth on it. I would have them probably. I mean, it was hard to leave them off as a host, but considering their position in the ACC right now, I think they will be a host.
I think so too. I think you will see a Raleigh regional.
Well, I think it
off of the-
depends on the next two games. If it,
Well, yeah. I'm saying if they win those games, if they're the ACC regular season champs outright, regardless of what they do in Durham, I think you're right. I think you will see them post.
Gardner Webb scored 6 runs in the bottom of the ninth to tie it against Charleston Southern.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Do we want to do any more Field 64 or just kind of leave it there and then
We'll touch on it some more after the results this weekend. No need to really dive more into it with every series in the country starting today.
Well, the other thing is that we're going to have conference picks next week before the tournaments happen. So y'all will be able to see. We're going to do every conference?
I think so.
Okay, so we'll do every conference just like we did regular season, which we will. I'm going to work on after this weekend tallying up how we all did in the regular season picks. I know me and Reed checked it a couple weeks ago, and it was not looking too pretty for some of us. But it's so hard. It's so hard to predict. You're not going to watch a single inning of certain conferences.
Holy smokes! I put it up on the sheet right now. Geez, I picked VCU to win the A10.
Yeah, but like I said, it's just like, how can you predict that? We will see who did the best, though, and kind of post those results as well. And then, like I said, we'll do the tournaments, and then we'll obviously do regionals when those come out, and then super regionals and all that. And then we got to figure out some more content to do for postseason. I know we were kind of getting our feet wet with it last year. But I think we'll have a better idea of it this year, and it's really whatever y'all want. But
yeah, I agree to that. We're gonna have a whole bunch of content for you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I definitely think we should dive into the betting of it because I think that is a big part of it, in my opinion. Because last year, I know when we did the regional previews, we put each odds for each team to win the regional. Do you remember that, Reed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. We'll do it again this year.
Yeah, do that again. Yeah, boys. Colby, you got anything else you want to hit on, man?
No, still got some games wrapping up. Sorry if my typing was really loud. If anyone's watching, I'm updating our sheet. But LSU just took the lead.
What?
Yeah, LSU just took the lead 5-3.
Oh,
Campbell 8 runs in the top of the ninth to take a 14-4 lead.
What's the SEC standings? We can pull the pick'em too.
You said SEC standings, Kason?
Yeah.
I know Texas had like a 1.5 or 2 game lead over Arkansas headed into this weekend. I think maybe 1. I don't know.
Yeah, so the pick'em was North Carolina at Florida State, Georgia Tech at Duke, Wake at Louisville, West Georgia at Queens, Western at G. James only one to pick G. Braxton and James pick Queens. We're split on nope. Only Braxton and James pick Wake Forest. Georgia Tech. 2 of y'all. Yeah, we're pretty even across the board, honestly. No really heavy favorite, I'd say, except Western.
Yeah, I think the only one that I missed today of game ones was Duke losing by a run to Georgia Tech. Queens got the win. Wake got the game 1 win, right? Is that game over?
Yeah.
And then Carolina, obviously.
Yeah, you had a pretty good day on the pick'em.
Yeah, so far. Obviously, we've done the pick'em for how many ever weeks, and I've seen where I've had good game ones, or someone, maybe not me, but just anyone will have a good game 1, and then the series will completely flip on its head. So definitely anticipate seeing some more of that this week. But I did switch my Louisville pick to Wake because I needed 3 games to catch money, and I had to flip a result to basically give myself a chance. So I did. I thought Wake was the best one to do for that. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, the Canes did clinch the series tonight in DC, and they're heading to their second Eastern Conference Finals in the last 3 years. So if you're not on the wagon, jump on it right now.
That's part of the problem why I'm not jumping on the wagon.
Yes, I understand, but this is the last time we will welcome it.
No. Nope. I only root for one. Actually, I root for the Hornets too, but Panthers have my love, and I might start rooting for the Mammoth. I like
What's
the
that?
logo, I like the colors.
What's the Mammoth?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Just goes to show.
There you go.
What am I missing here?
The Utah Mammoth.
Oh, is that the hockey team?
Yep.
Well, they're called the Utah Hockey Club this year.
Yep. And that might just solidify it for me.
Okay.
But nonetheless, congrats to the Canes. Congrats to the diehard Kings fans. I know that there are some out there that were there when they were absolutely horrible. So I am happy for those Canes fans, but for all the other Canes fans that just start paying attention a month ago is ridiculous. I know too many. When I go on Instagram after the show, the first 10 stories will be the Canes final score.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Tobin, comments?
That's 100% true.
Tobin, can we get a PJ update? What happened down the street from you, man? Give a little day one update.
Not a good day.
Whole 16 today.
Not a good day for the Stars. Yeah, it's an ugly leaderboard to look at right now. So fingers crossed that things change tomorrow.
We are approaching Martin Keimer Pinehurst levels of terrible majors. It is getting concerning.
We'll certainly we'll see. Hopefully I did not pay money today to go watch Alex Smalley and Jonathan Vegas in the final round on Sunday.
If this turns out to be bad, ban Quail Hollow is banned.
I mean, it is like one of the longest PGA courses in years, right?
It's just
Terrible
leaderboard.
Tobin, am I wrong on that?
A lot of the par fours are ridiculous.
When I was watching earlier, there's that one stretch on the back nine that's like
Green Mile.
Well, there's 2 really easy holes, and then there's 3 like impossible holes to end it.
Yeah. A lot of guys were balling up on 16 through 18.
14 is the easy par 4.
Par 4, yeah.
And then 15 is like the easy 5, and then 16 is just ridiculous. Is that the one that everyone doubled earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone watch the Grant Horvat video of him and George and Wesley praying?
I saw clips from it. I didn't. Oh, West Virginia clinches the Big 12 regular season. Let's go.
Didn't Smiley shoot like 282s in a row?
What?
Didn't Smiley Pearly White shoot 282s in a row in that video?
Grant?
I did not finish the whole video. So I got about halfway. I did watch the Bob the Sports Oakmont video. Man, that's a good watch if you haven't seen it. Man, that's a good video. Talk about hardest course in the world.
Yeah, that's one of Reed's favorite courses.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that next month.
What's played there, Reed?
U.S. Open.
Just make sure you knew it. Colby, any of your first round leader hits?
No, but I would qualify it as a successful day, even though they didn't hit. I mean, Stefan Jaeger gave me a good sweat. He was top of the leaderboard for about 2 hours. I was getting a little excited at work, but then he bogeyed 18, and then the Carolina boys, Ryan Gerard, chip in eagle on was it 14 or 15? Put it away, but it was a pretty good sweat. I was trying to stay on fire from the Masters first round leader, Justin Rose, but came up short today. But we'll get him at the U.S. Open for sure.
Reed, are we expecting better scores tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think tomorrow will be a bounce back day for the Stars.
Do DJ and Brooks Koepka still count as stars?
No. I'll give Koepka since he's won a major in the last 2 years, but DJ certainly not.
I watched one hole this morning while eating breakfast, and I watched Kepka miss a two footers back to back, and I turned it off and went to work. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what's going on, but then again, I'm Brooks. Who cares? You're going home to Jenna Sims. Who cares what you shoot on the court? Doesn't really matter, honestly. So, respect to him. All right, boys. Colby, happy early birthday, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Look forward to tomorrow. Going to be a fun time tomorrow. Hopefully, come back successful, not absolutely rinsed. It's going to be a good time. Reed, glad you watched some baseball today. It's good news aside from the PGA. Braxton, happy for you and your Canes, sir. Nice win. Who are they waiting for now?
They will play the winner of Toronto and Florida.
What's the score of?
Florida just took a 3-2 lead last night, so I think they're actually heading to Florida too for Game 6.
Who won the Cup last year?
Florida.
Was it Florida? Oh boy!
And it's also the team that beat the Canes last year as well.
What's Florida's seed?
I believe they're. Let me look right now.
What's the Canes seed?
The Canes are 2.
Who's
Florida's
one?
3. We just beat the one, buddy. Caps.
The Caps were the 1.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Cleveland Cavaliers showing there. Anyone watch what's the score of the Nuggets game? Does anyone have that on?
Oh, I forgot that was tonight.
Colby, not Colby. Reed, I know you've watched it. Are the Knicks limping or are the
I didn't watch any of that game last night. But hopefully they win tomorrow night.
If the Knicks lose tomorrow, they're in trouble.
Yes, the Knicks have to win tomorrow.
Florida beat us 2 years ago. That's correct. Rangers last year.
The Rangers didn't make the playoffs this year. Am I right or wrong about that?
That is correct. Both the New York teams did not. The Devils did make it though, but the Islanders got the first pick.
I did see that.
All right, that's enough hockey talk.
Other big news in terms of sports, me and Reed made a big step in progress. We purchased something today that was huge in 2 weeks. Reed, you want to make that announcement? Because I bet you there's at least one person listening in the Carolinas that will be there.
Yeah. We'll be attending the Coke 600 next Sunday night.
Yep.
I'd rather talk about hockey than that.
What about the schedule releases?
Oh, hey. I love it. Also, do y'all watch the videos? The videos are so good.
I didn't like most of them. I did like the Severance one that I think it was the Ravens. The Chargers typically have a pretty good one. I didn't like the Panthers one.
The Panthers one wasn't good, but the Chargers one was good.
Yeah,
the Chargers one's always good though.
The Chargers one's always good. And then like I said, the Severance one, I think it was the Ravens, but
the Chargers don't win anything. They have to win the schedule release video.
Oh, also the Patriots one with Portnoy just reading it out.
I didn't watch that.
Except for he did call the Panthers basically a bye week, and we're gonna remember that one.
Yeah, I saw it was 6 minutes long. Said I'm not watching it. So
yeah.
All right. Before we go out here, first we have to get to this because I want to tell you about this. Guess who's debating going to the Coke 600? Yep.
He's been before.
Braxton, y'all might as well come to make it.
If Matt goes, I'll go.
What weekend is it?
Next Sunday.
Oh, absolutely not. On Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
No chance.
That's why you go.
No, that's
what is more American than a NASCAR race?
On the lake somewhere. That's where you need to be.
Yeah, I fly out Saturday.
Oh, sure. Sorry, I'm gonna hide it. We'll go around the table with the schedule, Colby, because Colby, two of us are the same fan. Three of us were the same fan, then one left because he's a bandwagon, but he does have family ties, so I'll give him that. But Colby, we'll start with you. Thoughts on your Rams schedule?
Yeah, I thought it was not too difficult. I mean, obviously play the Niners twice a year. That's always a tough one, and I think the Seahawks will be that's my sleeper team this year. So obviously, got to play them twice. I'm excited to play the Panthers in Charlotte this year. Definitely will be attending that the weekend after Thanksgiving, November 30th. I'll definitely be in attendance. So overall, fun. Schedule release is always fun, and especially when get to see my favorite team on the East Coast. It's not very often.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about that game after looking back at it. We're coming off a short week. We play at San Francisco that Monday night and then come back and play y'all Sunday. So that is going to be a tough week for the boys. But me and Brax will get into that quickly after. Tobin, your Bengals might have the hardest schedule in the NFL. I mean, good Lord, that schedule is horrible. You go in a 3-week span, you go at Baltimore, at Buffalo, then Baltimore at home.
It's so dumb. Like, I hate when the NFL does that, when they make you play a team from your division 2 times in 3 weeks. I just not a
Happens
fan
to
of that.
Panthers
Like
every
everyone,
year.
yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
everyone.
Also play Detroit, get Detroit at home. Excited about that one. Hopefully I'll be able to, maybe Duke will be able to get me up there for a
That's
game.
what I'm saying. Will you be in attendance for any of your team's games?
Yeah, yes, I will be going this year. My dad promised this year since we didn't go this past year. So
And Braxton, our proud program. This is a huge year for us. I think this is a big stepping stone year for us. I think our floor personally is 6-8. Our ceiling is 11-6, but I think we'll finish 9-8, and I think we'll squeak into the playoffs.
I mean, I'd be happy with any sort of playoff. There's no doubt about that. I do like the beginning of our schedule. I think we should be really optimistic here early to at least see what kind of team we're going to have. I mean, there's really no excuse for this offense anymore. Bryce has had 2 years. We have weapons around him. There's no arguing that anymore. We have a good offensive line. I am a little worried about the defensive side of the ball, as I think a lot of fans are, but we will see how they can compete right away with the Jaguars and their new toy in Travis Hunter. So I'm excited about that one matchup.
Opened as 3-point favorites.
Okay.
Remember the last 2 times the Panthers started the season in Jacksonville?
Super Bowl run was one of them.
Both of them.
Okay. Well, that's a good sign. I just want to address this comment. I knew Tet was good. I saw a couple clips on TikTok today of him that I have never seen, and he has some incredible, like, I don't know if it's like practice or like walkthroughs. He has like some unreal one-handed catches, like between the legs and like crazy stuff. But I just hadn't seen those clips.
Clemson threw a combined no-hitter.
Wow. Wait. They took Kanak out like after like 6
Yeah, I just thought I had to jump in down that.
But yeah, anyways, we have a real stud receiver there in Tet. So I'm excited to see what he can do.
Braxton, can I get quick thoughts on Hunter Renfrow?
Look, man, the guy's making the team. I don't know what Kaysen thinks. He thinks he's getting cut. This dude is a stud. He's going to be a top 3 receiver for us.
If he was making the team, we wouldn't have drafted Jimmy Horn, who plays the same position.
That's fair, but practice squad.
I also have a hot take. Xavier Legette will lead the team in receiving yards this season.
Oh, I agree. I think Legette is going to be our one. I think there's a lot of hype on Tet, but I think Legette takes that.
I saw him risen up K Adams. I was like, all pro. All right, boys.
All right.
Time to wrap up the night. That was pretty fun. Reed, any last comments?
No. Looking forward to tomorrow. Maybe we'll see if South Carolina can win it here in the 9th against LSU for Paul Maneri.
Sure.
Colby, any last comments before your birthday, bro?
No, I just hope PJ Championship trends in the right direction tomorrow, because if not, the weekend will be a dreadful watch. Seeing Johnny Vegas in the last group is just gonna be terrible. Really need a big bounce back day from our stars tomorrow. If not, ban Quill Hollow.
I think Scotty has a big day tomorrow.
Braxton, last comment, sir.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I think Scotty has a big day in terms of the golf. Is JJ Spawn in there somewhere?
Probably just based off this turn.
I think
was
he's
like
4 under.
point.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this
he
is
was
giving me players vibes. Is it not, Tobin?
What?
The players? It's giving me the players vibes.
Yeah, I mean, Rory won the players.
Yeah, I know, but just having a guy
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right, boys. It's been fun. We will see you guys on Sunday. Big show on Sunday. We'll know the regional host during our show on Sunday, so we'll be able to discuss those and contrast them with our Field of 64. Good night, people. Hope all of you guys have a good night filled with cinnamon toast crunch cookies. Good night, folks.